What's up, guys? Welcome back to PitchPassPod. We are 4 weeks removed from the Super Bowl now. I think it's been 4 weeks.
Something along that lines. It's Combine Week.
Yes.
And it's been a great time.
It has.
We're gonna do our Combine episode tomorrow when more of the field position drills are wrapping up.
Also, so we both have time to look at them. Yeah.
So we have more time to review them. I saw Cocaine Bear today.
Yeah.
And that was an absolutely fantastic movie.
I'm going to see it in a week. I'm very excited.
And what a great movie to see for Women's History, not Women's History Month, but Women's Month.
Cheers.
There we go. Elizabeth Banks directing it. Everyone go see it. It's a great, funny movie. Today we're going to be doing our Hall of Fame episode. So this is something I saw on the Dan and Patrick show, and I absolutely loved it. So we're going to kind of rip it off. So is a Hall of Famer or not?
Yeah,
so
we're going to debate some of these guys.
We're going to debate some of these guys, and essentially we pulled together a list of guys who are retired and guys who have been in the league for a little while, and we are going to say if we think they're a Hall of Famer or not, or if think they're a Ring of Honor guy. So let's go. Excited, man?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, the first pick is definitely that's your guy, Julius Peppers. You made the case right before we started.
Yeah, I mean, he was great for 3 different teams. Carolina at the beginning of his career and the end of his career. Great in Chicago, great with Green Bay, over 100 sacks. I mean, what more could you ask for from a first-round defensive end? Just dominant his entire career.
Yeah, I think we definitely both agree on that one.
Yeah.
Having sustained excellence over a long period of time, coming back to a team after a sustained period of time and still being excellent. Racking up those career numbers. Yeah, I agree with you right there. I think that's definitely Hall of Fame for me.
Yeah. Right, next guy, Andre Johnson, wide receiver for the Texans.
Okay. Yeah, skipping around the order a little bit on me. All right.
Oh yeah, we're gonna move around here on the list. We're gonna keep it spicy. We're gonna keep it going, keep it lively.
Yeah, Andre Johnson's definitely been one of the biggest snubs in multiple regards because he's not even talked about as a guy, right? And that's insane.
Yeah, because he was legit a dominant, all-pro level wide receiver.
Consensus.
Fucking Matt Schaub as his quarterback, dude.
Yeah.
Just a monster. When you also know that the ball is only gonna go to him, being that dominant still.
Yeah,
that's a great possession receiver, faster than you would expect, and dude, one of my favorite Andre Johnson moments. Do you remember the fight he got in with Cortland Finnegan?
Yeah.
When he just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It was fucking great, man.
I respect the fuck out of it, too, because he warned him, too.
Andre Johnson's a big dude. I don't think I would fuck with him.
There's not a chance.
Not a chance in hell.
Literally nothing you could...
Okay. That just reminds me of the guys who get really drunk and just pick a fight with the biggest dude in the bar.
Like the D tackles.
Because they're fucking big.
Why?
Yeah.
Bro, the alcohol inhibits your common sense and you just...
Yeah. It's just because they need that kind of validation.
That's toxic masculinity. That's what it is. Yeah.
Masculinity right there for you.
I'm gonna prove I'm the biggest man here. Yeah.
I'm the biggest, strongest man here.
That.
Massive cock.
Yeah, hey, fucking with Aaron Donald, bro.
Oh, God. No, thank you. Speaking of Aaron Donald, we might as well go there. Aaron Donald.
Absolutely.
Hall of Famer, yes or no?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That one's easy.
Son. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's not a question. If you don't think that Aaron Donald belongs in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I need to know what you're smoking, because that...
honestly, at some point, pressures needs to be counted as an official stat.
It definitely.
Because
absolutely.
It's definitely more stable than sacks as a metric. Stacks is part of it is just luck.
Yeah, but I mean, you also...
And also the quarterback making a mistake, usually.
Yeah, you have to think about, impact on the field. So I 100% agree. Pressures should definitely be factored in.
I mean, if assisted tackles is a stat we follow, So should pressures. I would feel like it's equally important.
Tackles
If
for
not,
loss isn't in there as well, is it?
tackles for loss is tracked. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would be interested to see the how many he has. It's probably
Throughout his career,
most
it's
of his
probably
tackles. Like,
yeah, honestly. And also, I don't think we've ever seen a defensive tackle that's as good of a pass rusher
no,
consistently as
he's
Aaron Donald.
so dominant, constantly doubled, tripled, and still beating that.
Absolutely, just one of one from a body type standpoint, and being able to win physically in so many different ways with speed, with power, and also being. There was times during his career where like an edge rusher would go down and he would just play on the edge, play like
Yeah.
outside linebacker.
Yeah, his versatility
It's
and dominance at every position that he's ever touched.
so athletic.
Yeah.
So athletic. And he's in crazy shape. He's built like the Incredible Hulk.
Yes, he is. They modeled the Incredible Hulk after him, with a
Yeah,
capital
pretty
H.
much.
Capital H.
He is. Aaron Donald is him.
Him.
If I wanted to create an all-time defensive line, I would have Reggie White, Aaron Donald, Mean Joe Green, J.J. Watt, and that's my 4 defensive linemen right there.
You could make a couple arguments in there, but
Oof, we can, but let's keep it rolling, Brett.
yeah, I'll
Your
move on to
turn.
my next one. I'm just gonna hop to my hot take because you know what? I might even throw this in a thumbnail. Jamal Charles belongs in the Football Hall of Fame.
Jamal Charles, I think, should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame as well. League leader in yards per carry for a career. Like it's
Yeah.
like he holds the record for it. I feel like he should be in.
When he
And
was
if
healthy,
it wasn't, when he was healthy, he was
unstoppable.
dominant.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, so fun, so quick, twitched up, very hard to bring him down. It was fun. Kansas City that year when you guys had Jamal Charles and Peyton Hillis.
Yeah.
Peyton Hillis was actually still good that
was
year.
2011?
Dude, that was such a
Yeah.
fucking fever dream of a running game because it was so diverse and worked.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you gonna do when
Nothing.
trying to tackle like fucking go from adjusting and attacking Peyton Hillis to like just trying to like not get juked out of your shoes?
No
It
joke.
was-
Yeah.
But shout out to Peyton Hillis,
Yes.
just getting out of the hospital, had to save his kids from drowning, almost died himself.
Expected to make a full recovery. So
I know.
absolutely.
I'm very happy that he's gonna
choose.
be okay.
Yeah, that's nothing but respect for that because
Ugh.
that's fucking amazing. I've seen the only critiques that I've really seen on Jamal Charles are health, which I'll give you that, but I would still make the case. And there are some people talking about his role as a receiver, like his receiving ability, and I was like, I think he had decent hands for what he was. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just stupid
Yeah.
internet trolls, but Jamal Charles,
Exactly.
Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
Or Charles. I agree with you. Okay. So I guess I'll do my homer pick for the next one. Devontae Adams.
That's incredibly fair. Efficiency,
I think he's a Hall of Famer.
separation. Yeah.
I think and also how many touchdowns he scored throughout his career with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And like you said, he has one of the best releases of all time. One of the best guys at doing like late hands, like bring his hands late to the catch and then
Yes.
bringing it in so the corner doesn't get teed off at all where the ball is coming. Absolutely
His
fantastic.
timing is immaculate because of his rapport with Rodgers. Yes. Yeah.
Well, I also don't think during his time, I think he was probably the most technically sound wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah. His route running and like you said, his release. You hear so many young guys that
I think
say,
even still today, I think he's still better than Justin Jefferson as a route runner as a whole because he can actually get off the line when he's pressed. Doubled.
I'll probably give that to you as well.
Okay,
There's
take Justin Jefferson is actually wide receiver 3 in the NFL.
I know
Segueing
you
for a
have
hot second.
Jamar. I know you have
Jamar is 1 or 2, and Devontae is also 1 or 2, and then Justin Jefferson. I'm saying it. If you're taking wide receivers right now,
Ugh.
then AJ Brown's 4.
I'm taking Juju.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm
shut
kidding. I'm
up.
kidding.
Hey, get out of here. Your quarterback's brother sexually assaulted someone the other day.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Fucking Jackson Mahomes.
e. Yeah, we don't claim Jackson. He has no affiliation with the Chiefs. Okay, let's leave it at that.
Big yikes. So you agree Devontae Adams Hall of Famer?
Oh, no question. Yeah,
No
I'm
question.
100%. Want to talk about Hall of Fame receivers that are either still playing or just retired? Let's go to Julio Jones. I mean, what
Ooh.
he's been able to do over the course of his career, um,
Up until the injuries started catching up at the end.
a big reason that Matt Ryan had the numbers that he did while in Atlanta. Um, yeah, he was dominant for how big he was. His
Mm-hmm.
speed and athleticism are phenomenal.
One thing I can say, no holes. No holes to Julio Jones' game.
Well, touchdowns.
Okay, that is not his fault. The fact that
Yeah,
he
I know.
wasn't targeted in the red zone is not
Has
his
such
fault.
a big
But
body. I know, it's crazy.
in his game, there is absolutely no holes.
Nothing. No.
It's not his fault he wasn't targeted in the red zone his
No,
entire career.
he's like the fucking Terminator of wide receivers in my opinion. He was just like
Yeah,
that guy. Yeah.
absolute animal. Okay, so obviously Julio Jones, we both agree, is a Hall of Famer. Let's maybe go Vernon Davis, tight end, 49ers. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he's a Ring of Honor guy, but I think his career is really fun. He was a really athletic guy coming out, big combine star, and
Yeah.
a game that he had against the Saints when he caught that touchdown for the 49ers in the playoffs, put them
Yeah.
ahead. It was absolutely fantastic. I think Vernon Davis would be a Hall of Famer if he started his career in the NFL today.
Yeah. But
Is more or less it, but not a Hall of Famer, Ring of Honor guy.
I I can't picture stats off the top of my head, but I would agree with you. Ring of Honor for sure, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Hall of Famer either.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's no. We can say it right now. Rob Gronkowski's first ballot Hall of Famer.
yes, definitely.
That one's obvious.
Well,
He's no Rob Gronkowski.
you know what? You want to throw in 49ers tight end. Why don't we talk Kittle?
I would say George Kittle's a Hall of Famer.
He is fringe right now for me, but his
But he broke the receiving yards record for a tight end.
while being that
Literally-
good at pass blocking. Yeah. And run blocking.
Okay. Okay, do you remember that day, though, when he broke it? Travis Kelce just broke the yardage record 20 minutes before.
Yeah.
Literally 20 minutes, and then George Kittle broke it at the very end of his game.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, okay, he's not a first ballot guy, but
No, probably not. But he is a Hall of Famer.
I would say third, sure. Second, probably.
If Kittle wins, if the 49ers can win a Super Bowl,
Yes.
and
Cemented.
or Kittle can have like a couple more 700-800 yardage, 7 and 10 touchdown seasons, I think he's in.
Yeah, I right there with you on that. I think that's incredibly
I think
fair.
he's what you're looking for in a modern tight end. Can block,
Definitely.
can run like a wide receiver. Honestly, there was times earlier on in George Kittle's career you can hand him the ball almost on an end around.
Yeah.
He's
He's a
athletic.
freak. Yeah, no question. He's maniacally laughing as he's pancaking dudes. Yeah, definitely a guy.
Oh, definitely a guy. I'm gonna do one of your guys next. Eric Berry, Chiefs safety.
Hall of Fame story, Ring of Honor player.
I think he's so fucked. He came back from having cancer and had an amazing year, and then just his body couldn't hold up after that. You know,
Yeah, I know it's really
That's the-
unfortunate.
And it is unfortunate. I think I agree with you. I think he's a Hall of Fame story. I think he's a Ring of Honor guy. I don't think Eric Berry's a Hall of Famer. His career got cut short. I think if the cancer never happened, maybe there's more of a shot, but
Definitely.
no.
Like in all fairness, I think that he should be in the conversation, but I don't think he's a lock by any means. I think that at some point in the future, looking back,
Yeah.
people could be like, yeah, definitely, especially when you consider the circumstances, but I don't think he's like a lock by any means.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
I'm gonna throw it to potentially current player, but potentially just retired player, Jason Kelsey. In my opinion, I think absolutely a Hall of Famer.
I think Jason Kelsey is a Hall of Famer. I'm just gonna say it, his brother Travis. We can just say him.
Well,
Both of them Hall of Famers.
yeah.
Both of them first ballot Hall of Famers,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I've never seen a center that can move exactly the way that Jason Kelsey does.
No, he's
crazy. And that's what really sets him apart is the fact that he can get out ahead in the run blocking, really seal off lanes like for the running back.
Yeah, the Eagles' offensive line as a whole this year deserves talks for Hall of Fame, like all of them.
Pretty much.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna throw one more. I'm gonna throw Jeff Saturday in right now as well.
Jeff Saturday needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Jeff Saturday's a Hall of Fame center.
He got snubbed.
Not snubbed. Okay. Also, the Colts made the right decision in getting the Eagles offensive coordinator over Jeff Saturday as their head coach. It was the correct decision. Correct choice.
Yeah,
Shane Steichen, much better head coach.
That's probably definitely going to be true. We don't know. We don't know how it's going to turn out, is all I have to say.
I like that statement. Probably definitely going to be true. Probably yes. Also another probably yes. Our man who just finished his darkness retreat, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite all-time players.
Yes.
Some people hate how weird Aaron Rodgers is. I fucking love it. I am here for having a fucking weirdo quarterback.
Yeah.
I am here for having a dude that marches the beat of his own drummer.
He is. He's definitely.
Dude, it may drive other people crazy. I kind of like it. I don't mind it at all. It may be because I'm also a little batshit, but maybe that's just it. I am here for how unhinged Aaron Rodgers is.
I respect it. Honestly, to each their own. I completely agree with you that like what he's been able to do over the course of his career, the one Super Bowl doesn't bother me that much.
No, because it's a team sport, and like some of those collapses are not his fault.
No, definitely not.
Okay, against the Buccaneers, if they go for it on fourth down and they score a touchdown there, they win that fucking game, dude. If HaHa Clinton Dix doesn't fucking slide against the Seahawks and returns that interception back for a touchdown, we beat the Seahawks. There's so many different, so many NFC title games that just got fucked. So many playoff games that got fucked. When we got that blocked punt against San Francisco.
Oh my god, I know. Your special teams have let you down for the past 3 years.
So, okay, in that Seattle game, they let us down.
Yeah.
Our special teams because that fake field goal for a touchdown.
Yeah, I will not
our special teams has fucked us over. I will say Keyshawn Nixon though, fantastic kickoff returner. But anywho, speaking of returners, Devin Hester.
I knew that one was coming. I've been talking about this for weeks. I think that is one of the biggest snubs. He should absolutely be in. No question. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Okay. Let me ask you.
He was a shitty wide receiver.
Okay.
He sucked as a wide receiver.
Fuck the receiver.
Terrible.
Okay.
Terrible
fuck the receiver. As a returner, is he not at least top 3 all time?
He is the best returner of all time, and that's still not enough to be a Hall of Famer for me.
End of debate.
No. Here's the thing. Okay, how much of an impact is the best returner actually make for your team year in, year out.
Okay. Man. Okay.
Yeah.
How? Well, it made a lot of impact.
Come on,
How
man.
many touchdowns did he return? How many touchdowns did he
How many
return?
games did the Bears win with him?
That's the Bears.
Exactly.
The Bears are ass. They always have been.
Yeah, and part of it was because they overpaid for the best returner to ever play. He was also a shitty wide receiver and could contribute on offense.
Well, how many good quarterbacks have the Bears had? How many quarterbacks do you genuinely think were worth getting?
Okay, but also it doesn't matter because he's not a good route. He was a terrible route runner.
Yeah.
Didn't have good hands.
That's so crazy to me too. Like how bad of a route runner he was because of how good
He was a corner. He was a corner in fucking college, man. Like for real. Devin Hester is a fantastic returner, best returner of all time. But man, not a Hall of Famer for me. Ring of Honor guy, not a Hall of Famer.
That's we could disagree. That's fine.
We can disagree on that one.
We won't
Let's
disagree.
talk about real Hall of Fame wide receiver Reggie Wayne.
Oh, that's fine. I was gonna go to Justin Tucker next, but I think we both agree both of those guys are definite Hall of Famers.
Yes. By the way, it's probably fucked to some people that Justin Tucker is a Hall of Famer to me, not Devin Hester, but it's fine.
Well, I think Devin Hester is, but you can.
Who would you rather have on your team all time, Brett? Justin Tucker or Devin Hester? Be Tucker.
Are we? Okay.
Yep. You only get one. Pick one.
No, but
you don't get any other information.
Give me at least the smallest amount of context for this. Are we talking like at the peak of their career? Are we talking like at their prime? Is that what we're talking about? Or like, obviously now the conversation's easy, but like, are we talking like beginning of their career, middle of their career, end of their career, or like their apex?
You get to have them their entire career. Tucker. You don't have to cap. You don't have to cap.
Sure, Justin Tucker. Sure, but Devin Hester's.
And here's the thing: if you take a kicker over him, not a Hall of Famer.
No, that's just not great. Okay, the most accurate kicker in NFL history is a different story. It is a different story.
Who also has a leg for days. I know.
Each their own.
Still, not a Hall of Famer for me. But
okay.
Anywho.
All right. Bobby Wagner.
Okay. Yes.
I agree. Yeah. I honestly feel like he's kind of gotten better as he's aged. Obviously not athletically, but like his ability to read plays and one of the main criticisms for Bobby Wagner, if I'm not mistaken, in previous years was that in pass protections he opened his hips to the outside and allowed too much to happen.
Dude, any criticism of Bobby Wagner is just nitpicking. Honestly, he is a Hall of Fame linebacker. Yeah. He is what you're looking for. When he was playing in Seattle, he was the gold standard at position.
I agree 100% with you.
The next guy I'm gonna have, and because there was no weakness in his game, he could be a blitzer. He was good against the run, great in coverage, super athletic, can go sideline to sideline. And this next guy I'm going to say, I think did it even better. Luke Kuechly.
Oh.
For career.
Absolutely.
First ballot Hall of Famer. I think Luke Kuechly, if it wasn't for the injuries, the concussions, I think Luke Kuechly's still playing today.
I wish.
But I think Luke Kuechly, between the ears, best linebacker that ever played the game.
That's very, very possible, and I'm very okay with that.
I think it's between him and Ray Lewis for the best linebacker to ever play.
Yeah. That's okay. I would be very fine with either of those guys.
And Lawrence Taylor.
LT.
Obviously, Lawrence Taylor. LT is just different. LT is in a category of his own. But anyway, let's continue.
And
another linebacker.
Is where I was
now your turn.
I was going to go with Sue.
Ooh. I would say Ring of Honor guy. Ndamukong Suh is not a Hall of Famer.
For which team? The Lions?
You know what? Right. Hall of Famer. Just because he's been good with so many fucking teams, he's been a missionary. has been to so many Super Bowls and has won so many. Well, he's won one.
He's won
He's
one.
won one with Tampa Bay. He's been to one with the Rams.
The Rams and the Eagles.
And the Eagles and with Tampa Bay. So he's been to 3 separate Super Bowls.
Yep.
And dude, you guys can maybe sign him.
I don't think we want him
The
at
depth
this point.
piece. No. I mean, he's a good depth rotation player.
But that's it at this point, and I think we could spend our money in better ways.
Yeah, get a younger player, pretty much.
Yeah.
I just want Sue to win one more chip. Even though,
as someone who grew up watching Detroit football most of my life, I don't really care either way.
I know, because he was kind of a piece of shit when he played for you guys.
Yeah, stomping on dudes. Yeah.
Fletcher Cox.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely a good. I think you could definitely make a case either way, but in my opinion, yes, because he has been sustained great over the course of his career. And I know when we talked about this before,
and he has a championship.
Point. Yeah, your camera froze, by the way. I don't know.
Oh, that's so fun.
I don't know if it's like a universal. Oh, you're loading. There we go. Got you back. I don't know if everybody else would agree, but in my opinion, his consistency and production on the field definitely leads me to a yes.
I'm gonna say Ring of Honor player, just because I don't think his prime was bright enough.
Okay. That's fair.
I just don't think it could be, just because his prime also was at the same time that Aaron Donald was in the league.
Yeah.
So it kind of dwarfs everyone.
Probably.
Let's be real. Because of Aaron Donald, there's only one defensive tackle I would consider a Hall of Famer outside of him that played during the same time. Because of how good Aaron Donald is, how much he raised the fucking standard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like the only other true DT I would consider is Chris Jones.
I figured. Yeah. Remember when he had that interview with DK Metcalf, and he was like, "DK, you think you can bench more than him?" He's like, "Yeah." And Aaron Donald comes in. He said, "How much do you bench?" He said, 500. DK goes,
500. And it's not like he's maxing out. That's like him repping the shit, man. And he's like, "What the hell?" Dude, there's no way DK Metcalf was actually gonna be able to bench more than Aaron Donald. There was absolutely zero chance.
What's up, Lou?
It would be interesting who benches more between DK Metcalf and Nolan Smith.
Oh,
Nolan Smith.
I would probably give Nolan.
Dude, that young man's gonna be interesting to see how he is in the league. I think I'd be a great target for the Chiefs.
Oh my god.
But let's keep going. We're getting off the rails.
What about
it's fine.
Sterling Sharp?
Hall of Famer. Fantastic wide receiver. Dominant when he played. Too bad for him. He only played 9 years before he had a neck injury.
Yeah. Sucks.
I
agree with you. Yeah, I think, per your point on the last one, I think it really could go either way. I definitely think he could be a Ring of Honor guy. But with Sterling, I think he definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame conversation. Not first ballot, but his excellence, his was really, truly excellence for a sustained period of time. It was just a career cut short. So
Antonio Gates.
Yeah, that one for me. That one is a yes, and definitely not a first ballot. But here,
I think a first ballot. He's really the second basketball player turned tight end to really be successful, right after Tony Gonzalez.
He his stats and how long he was with the Chargers. Yeah.
Insane, man. And even when his athleticism went, still was a good enough tight end from a technical standpoint to get open, to keep getting production.
He had 955 receptions for almost 12,000 yards. Yeah. He was just
how many touchdowns?
116.
And insane.
So basically 1 out of every just less than 9 receptions he had was a touchdown.
Yep.
Hey, Lennon.
That's pretty fucking dope. That's fucking dope. He's a Hall of Fame tight end, and that's
Yes.
fucking insane to see.
He could be in the first ballot discussion, but um, honestly, maybe he should be. He doesn't get
I
talked
think
about enough
he
for how
might.
great he is. I think it's just because the Chargers were,
Dude,
the Chargers.
imagine having Antonio Gates and LT at the same time.
Oh my God! Don't start!
It's-
Don't start!
and Vincent Jackson and still not being able to do shit.
Hey man.
And the number one defense in the NFL.
And yeah, and that
Chargers are
yeah.
such a fucking mess.
Chargers are joking.
Anywho, Dallas Clark.
Dallas Clark. I'm gonna have to look that one up real quick.
I'd end for the Colts back in the day. Used to play with Peyton Manning. Didn't wear gloves either. Real hardcore dude. I went to Iowa. Long tradition of Iowa tight ends who are awesome. Dallas Clark is a Ring of Honor tight end. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer though.
Okay, I know who this is now. I would agree with you. Definitely a Ring of Honor guy, but it wasn't enough of a standout. Like, it's not a Travis Kelce or Antonio Gates caliber of player.
No.
So no. I would say Ring of Honor is completely
But still
different.
very good for the Colts.
Yes, definitely.
As like, also imagine being like the third or fourth option on offense for that Colts offense when you have Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Edgerrin James,
It's crazy.
and Brandon Stokely in the slot.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, like it was. Peyton Manning was fucking dealing.
Yes, he was.
He's
Yeah.
fucking dealing back in the day. Lodi Nada, defensive lineman for the Ravens.
Yeah, I had to look up to remember who that was. He also played for the Lions and the Eagles. I think that's definitely a conversation.
He's a Hall of Famer for me.
Okay.
I think he's a dominant defensive tackle when he played, super athletic, and I honestly just think he was just dominant when he played. I just don't think there was many guys who would honestly block him one-on-one, and what he allowed the Ravens to do defensively and allowed guys to play one-on-one was a big part of them winning a Super Bowl and them being able to have that dominant defense during the late 2000s.
I think that's very fair. I think minimally Ring of Honor, but I could definitely see Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And success with different teams. He wasn't as good on the Eagles
Detroit or
Lions,
Philly, but
yeah. But I would definitely say minimally Ring of Honor, but definitely Hall of Fame conversation.
this next one is one that can really be fun. Brandon Marshall.
That's exactly where I was gonna go. Yeah, that definitely is a fun one.
Brandon Marshall was good with so many different
so
teams.
many teams.
Holds the record for most catches in a single game.
Was that with what team was that with?
Denver.
Okay.
Also Denver.
Interesting. Oh yeah, I think I knew that.
Really good with Denver, Miami, Chicago, and with the New York Jets.
The Jets, yeah. I mostly remembered time with the Jets.
Dude, he was a fucking stud his whole career. I love Brandon Marshall. I think he's a Hall of Famer. Also,
honestly,
big
listening
advocate for
to him
bipolar
talk,
and for like people with manic depressive disorder. Like, love that man.
listening to him talk now, I think I appreciate him even more. Yeah, because he's such a great advocate, and because he really does have some great takes and makes some great points about how the game is today, and about some of the guys having some of that inside perspective that we don't traditionally see.
Dude, he was so fucking good when he played, man. I really think Brandon Marshall was underrated when he played. He had like a TO kind of like impact.
It's
Just not as many good quarterbacks as T.O. had is the thing. Dragged bad quarterbacks everywhere he went.
Okay. I don't
Matt-
know.
The best quarterback for the Jets was Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
His quarterback for the Bears, Jay Cutler. And
Yeah.
Josh McCown. His quarterback in Miami.
I have no
Oh,
idea.
man. Not great. Not great when he played in Miami.
I
In Denver, it was Kyle Orton.
I think what he was able to do was
And
impressive,
Jay Cutler.
but I don't know if it warrants Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
I think he's a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
I respect it.
I think a lot of his numbers. I think a lot of his numbers also stack up with Hall of Fame wide. And him doing it with shitty quarterbacks.
With shit quarterbacks, yeah. You know what? Just because he was able to travel and do so well, and the single game receiving,
absolutely,
yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, that's fine.
Also,
I'm fine with it.
There was times when he had really nice receiving partners as a number 2 wide receiver. When him and Alshon Jeffries were in Chicago, that was fun. And for the Jets, when he was with Eric Decker, that was also really fun. When him, Eric Decker, and Ryan Fitzpatrick missing out in the playoffs by one fucking game.
I miss Alshon Jeffries, man.
He was all right with the Eagles for a little bit there at the end, but injuries just catch up with you, man. When you can't separate anymore, and you just can't do it anymore.
Some guys never can. N'Keal Harry.
Alshon Jeffries is a guy who I would say is just a Ring of Honor guy.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, not a Hall of Famer, but Hall very good.
One of my favorite players to watch, though, low-key, fun fact. I don't know.
Okay, Andrew Luck.
No. Ring of Honor, 100%. Hall of Fame, absolutely not.
If he played... I wouldn't say absolutely not. If Andrew Luck played a little bit longer, I would say probably.
Yeah, if he played longer, but he didn't.
If it wasn't for the injuries, and if he would have played with the Colts team that's there now... The Colts would be a threat in the AFC if Andrew Luck was there right now.
If he was playing now, the Colts would be Super Bowl favorites going into next year.
Yeah, probably.
But that's the thing.
That's the problem.
You can't talk
They didn't
in
protect him.
Yeah.
They didn't protect him, and he pissed blood. I don't blame him for retiring.
Yeah.
Another Stanford alum, Doug Baldwin.
Oh, that's...
No, Ring of Honor guy for me.
Yeah.
It's... Andrew Luck, for me, has a better case for Hall of Fame than Doug Baldwin.
Yeah.
Outside the Super... Was Doug Baldwin on the Super Bowl team?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I'm 90... Let me make sure of that, but I am like 95% sure.
No, Percy Harvin was.
Yes.
Also, Percy Harvin having both a college football national championship and a Super Bowl ring.
He scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl and had to apologize
I don't know why I didn't remember him. Yep. Well, Doug Baldwin. That's the only thing he has in Andrew Luck, honestly, is just that Super Bowl trophy. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. Jordy Nelson.
Oh, Jordy Nelson. Yeah.
For me, he's a Ring of Honor guy, but not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And this is coming from me as a Packers fan, and I love Jordy. It's not enough time as like a top 5, top 3 wide receiver when you played for him to be a Hall of Famer for me, you know?
And that's super fair. Like I said, I think with a lot of these guys, we're going to come back to the longevity conversation, and it's not just longevity of career.
Jordy played for a while.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not just the longevity of the career; it's the longevity of how long you're able to be excellence. Yeah.
Or another thing, if you did something, you don't need that long stretch of dominance. If you did something that absolutely broke the NFL, made things change. Like, I think Michael Vick's a Hall of Famer. He absolutely broke the NFL and made things have to change.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp.
Shit decisions.
Yeah.
Shit person, depending on your point of view.
Well, he
and
came back.
Depending how you feel about redemption.
He came back and was able to... I was impressed with what he had left after coming back.
Also, yes. What he was able to do in Philly afterward was fantastic. Also... Do you feel like people don't believe in redemption? Moral redemption, at least?
I feel like there's 2 types of people in the world. I feel like there's the type of people that will forever cast stones at the person that you were, and then there are people who will accept who you are today. Because, like it or not, everybody makes decisions that are not favorable in their life. Some people's are just magnified much more. you don't know everything about everyone else's past. So the person that you could assume is the best person that you know could not be. Uh, I'm not going to excuse what he did by any standard. By any standard. But to sit and cast stones at someone who was punished for what they did and made a genuine effort to become a better person after, I don't think that's necessarily fair. So
I like the rationale there.
if I didn't believe that people had the ability to change and become better people, I would be hypocritical going into therapy. That's
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. Let's keep going. Sebastian Janikowski. I agree with you, by the way. I said, yeah, let's go back to the show now. Yeah. But Sebastian Janikowski, Seabass, kicker. Yes or no?
Yeah, so we were kind of talking about this as well.
I'm leaning towards no for this one, just because
agree.
I feel like you need to be the elite of the elite kickers of all time to make it in.
Yeah.
It's like you need to be like Justin Tucker, Adam Vinatieri,
Even Goskowski
levels,
was better than
Gary Anderson levels. Get in for me. Like clutch, big time legs, you know?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Kyle Williams, defensive tackle for the Bills legend. I think he's a Ring of Honor player, not a Hall of Famer.
I can't speak on that one because I didn't watch a lot of Bills games growing up.
Also, Brett was born in '99, so most of this guy's career he did not see.
Yeah, I have no idea. I can't speak on it, so I'll probably agree with you.
Okay. Dwight Freeney.
That's a good one. Damn, I didn't even see that on your list. That's a really good one.
Dwight Freeney, I'm going to say, is a Hall of Famer. Great pass rusher at the Colts. Almost won a Super Bowl. Almost won a second Super Bowl against Tom Brady, but Brady just fucking had to come back against him when he played for the Falcons. How do you feel? Dwight Freeney, Hall of Famer or not?
Yeah, but that's one of the ones that could go either way, and it would take some time. But
it also makes you wonder what his numbers would be like if it wasn't for who I'm going to say next, Robert Mathis. So Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney, I feel like if you they kind of took away from each other's sack production compared to some guys who just played by themselves essentially. Robert Mathis, fun fact about him, leads the NFL all time in strip sacks.
Oh, okay.
Sacks that also create a forced fumble and all-time forced fumbles in the NFL.
There you go. I did not know that.
Yeah, so Robert Mathis for me is a Hall of Famer.
I would probably, hearing that, I would tend to agree with you.
I think just both edge rushers for the Colts, both defensive ends. Imagine both of those guys coming after you. And that Colts offense we talked about earlier on the other side. What a fucking
nightmare
buzzsaw of a team to go up against.
What the Chargers were supposed to be if they weren't the Chargers.
If it wasn't for fucking Tom Brady, that Colts team would have won so many more Super Bowls if it wasn't for fucking Tom Brady.
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, they would have won more. They would have won more if it wasn't. Because that team was well constructed.
They had depth.
Top to bottom.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another Colts player real quick that was on that team. Bob Sanders, safety. I think he's a Ring of Honor guy, not a Hall of Famer. Defensive Player of the Year. He won Defensive Player of the Year, but he's had injuries, just cut his career.
I was gonna say it was a little shorter.
So was he.
I would say Ring of Honor. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Mike Evans.
Yes.
I don't think there's been a season in Mike Evans' career. Well, maybe his rookie season or something.
Nope.
But he's had 1,000 yards.
He's had
or
1,000
more
yards every year, including his rookie year.
Yeah.
He is yet to not have a season where he's posted 1,000 yards.
Yeah, and I I think that's an absolute yes for me. I really hope we trade for him, to be honest with you, if the Bucks
Has a ring, has a championship ring, and is honestly probably the Bucks' all-time leading receiver.
Yeah.
Is my guess, probably.
Well, the guy that I said earlier, Cooper Kupp, we were talking about this earlier too. Both him and Mike Evans are 29.
Oh yeah, me and you were talking about like possible trade targets for the Chiefs.
So, do you think Cooper Kupp is a Hall of Famer? I said that one earlier. I don't think you heard.
Ooh,
I don't think so.
Kupp's a Hall of Famer. No, he could eventually get there.
Yeah, yeah.
If he ends up in like a Christian McCaffrey style situation where he gets traded to a team that will use him, maximize his talent, and give him a chance at a Super Bowl, then I say yes.
Yeah.
Take. Maybe not the Chiefs. Let's say Tyler Boyd is gone.
Okay.
He ends up in the Bengals.
That would be terrible.
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. No way they can afford it.
No.
This does not work.
This is a hypothetical by far.
This is fantasy. This is fantasy at work. I'm just saying how would it look from that perspective. You want to actually have a team that has to be able to afford it. It gets a lot harder.
Yeah. Panthers.
Yeah, him and
DJ Moore. Yeah.
Him and DJ Moore together, maybe with a young stud quarterback, either CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson.
If the Panthers get CJ, I would adore that for them. I would prefer them get Anthony Richardson personally. I really
also
want... Yeah, what's up?
What do you have to give up
as a Panthers? Oh. Well, the Rams.
Is he worth a first round pick?
A 2 and a 3 probably, but
I don't know.
Well, after his injury last year, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. James Harrison.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Undrafted free agent, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Super Bowl, like that pick 6 he had right before the half against the Cardinals is some legendary shit.
Gatekeeping the ring.
Yeah, gatekeeping a ring. Dude, love James Harrison. Hall of Famer for me. Yeah, I absolutely think he, as a 3-4 outside linebacker, absolute dog. Another dog, Patrick Willis. I think Patrick Willis is a true middle linebacker, deserves to get in.
I don't know who that is, to be honest.
Early 2000s, Brett. Man.
That's why, I'm sorry.
You are a child.
My bad.
Yes, Patrick Willis deserves to get in. One of the 49ers' greatest defensive players they've ever had.
Von Miller.
Yes.
For me, yes. 100%. Yeah, definitely.
Easy.
Go ahead.
If you're a defensive player that's won a Super Bowl MVP and you've had somewhat of a good career, yeah, you probably deserve to be in. Yeah. Von Miller is like an all-time great fucking edge rusher.
Yeah,
and pass rusher. Just absolutely amazing.
Don't bite me. 1000% agree. Yeah, I really hope he has a strong finish to his career too. I really hope he manages to stay healthy. It seems like he's doing great. I've seen him walking around lately. There's no limp, no give, anything.
It's gonna be nice to see him finish out his career in Buffalo, chasing a ring with Josh Allen.
I don't think he's gonna get it, but maybe that's just a hot take.
Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow are gonna stop Josh Allen from getting a ring. Dude, one of these years, Lamar Jackson's gonna eliminate him too, probably at some point.
If Lamar Jackson re-signs with the Ravens, and if they use their picks well this year, the Ravens are my Super Bowl pick. I've said it, and I'll keep saying it.
Okay.
Khalil Mack.
Hall of Famer, yes. I think he was an absolute dog for years. Defensive Player of the Year. Top 3 edge rusher the vast majority of his career.
Yes.
And honestly, he hasn't really fallen off that much.
No, he really hasn't.
He's still a great player, man. He's still a great player at this point.
When you're pairing him up with one of the Bosas, obviously they're probably going to draw more media attention, more anything. But Khalil had a pretty good, quiet year.
And if he does end up getting released or cut by the Chargers,
it's coming. It's pending.
He could end up anywhere, and it would be so interesting to see where he ends up.
Yeah.
Probably not back in Chicago. Probably. It has to be a team that has a decent amount of money. That is probably also a contender.
Probably an NFC
Needs
team
an edge
would be
rusher.
my guess. I
Maybe.
wouldn't.
I don't know.
The Vikings don't have money, but I would love him to the
Vikings
Vikings.
don't have money.
The line.
The Vikings are fine.
The Lions,
Vikings have Demarius Smith and Daniil Hunter, so they're fine. Darius Smith,
Yeah,
but
I know what you mean.
they're 100% fine. Like, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where Khalil Mack could possibly end up.
Yeah, I feel like if he is going to ring chase, it has to be an NFC team.
Maybe an AFC team. What if he ends up with the Bengals?
He wants to win a ring.
He could maybe win a ring with the Bengals. You don't think he win a ring with the Bengals?
Oh, the Bengals are all meow, no bite.
They beat you guys in the playoffs last year.
They
I don't
didn't
want
beat
to hear
anybody
it.
for a ring. Ow. My cat's got more bite
Okay.
than the Bengals.
The record, you guys also lost the Super Bowl to the Buccaneers, my friend.
We had no offensive line.
They have no offensive line.
They did in the Super Bowl.
And oh my God. And their offensive line this year before they played you guys got hurt.
Okay.
Right before they played
Jamar
you.
Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Hayden Hurst.
Backup offensive lineman.
Hey,
Backup offensive lineman. A whole entire half of their offensive line was backups.
all
Both
I'm-
their tackles
all
were
I'm saying
guards
is
at that point in the season.
They could have won that Super Bowl. They could have. They just didn't.
Hey.
Skill issue, in my opinion. But
Hey, and if D Ford wasn't over the line, you guys could have.
oh
won
my
one.
God, I know. Don't.
Yeah.
The pain, the suffering.
All right, let's keep this list rocking and rolling.
Steve Smith.
Smith Senior.
I think he's a
He's
Ring
all
of Honor guy, but not a Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he was dominant when he played, and he was
was.
underrated. Underrated when he played, my friend. Statistically, was fantastic.
Okay. You could
He
make
was
an
also
argument
good with the Ravens.
for sure. You know for a fact he's a Ring of Honor player, minimally.
Yes.
But let's check this out.
Okay. Hot take. Our next guy, Torrey Holt. I agree
Oh.
with why he's not in the Hall of Fame. He's a Ring of Honor
Actually,
guy.
you know what? Steve Smith, I did not realize he was that close to 15,000 yards.
Look at Steve Smith's all-time numbers, dude. Steve Smith's all-time, how he compares the guys all-time, is fantastic.
Okay, in my defense of my statement, the majority of me watching him was from 2007 on. Okay? So I did not know that he
He had a
led the
whole
league in
career
receptions.
before that, low-key.
Yeah. Okay. So after seeing this evidence, I would be inclined.
He did it at like fucking 5'9".
Yeah, 5'9", 195. Well, I knew how fucking physical he was. I knew how much of a dog he was, but man,
Dude. He did it back when corners used to be physical.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah, give me Steve Smith. I honestly think Steve Smith is a better wide receiver than Torrey Holt. And
Probably.
Hines Ward.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, yeah. Like, legit. If Steve Smith was in today's league, he would be a fucking maniac. You know who has the Steve Smith mentality?
George Pickens.
George Pickens.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Straight up George Pickens, man.
NFL young boy. Yeah.
All right, your turn, buddy.
Do we do D-Hop yet?
No, but I would say yes.
I would say yes as
Okay.
well. Yeah.
Puts up great stats with questionable quarterback play for a good portion of his career.
Yeah.
Has had better quarterbacks at point. It's with Deshaun Watson and Kyler Murray.
Yeah. But I mean, you have to think about how much time he actually got to spend with both of them.
either
Not
one.
a lot. Yeah. So I think, in my
Also-
opinion, he is.
Also, man, I feel so bad for Kyler. He's never
Same.
had He's never had a good play caller, from one, and two, he's rarely had a good wide receiver. The only
I
time
know.
is when he's had like Diop for a little bit.
A little bit.
When he's had DeAndre Hopkins and actually capable wide receivers like Christian Kirk as well, Who's in the MVP conversation?
Marquise Brown's not bad, just not
Marquise Hollywood Brown is all right.
Yeah.
I think he's okay. He's a number 2.
He's not consistent.
And he's number 1.
Yeah.
You know what isn't in this draft class?
What?
Number 1 fucking receiver isn't.
I don't know about that.
There is not a number 1 in this class.
I would tend to disagree with that
statement.
Not.
There's wide receivers that play roles in this class. There's not a true number 1 option in a pass that you want in your passing game in this draft class.
Quentin Johnson?
From the wide receivers. Yes.
Quentin Johnson?
Okay. Maybe Quentin.
Okay.
Maybe, but also his combine didn't really blow me away.
Well, I mean,
maybe I'm being overcritical because his GPS speed is over 20 miles per hour. So Quentin Johnson is maybe the only one I would say is a number 1.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
but you're not taking him at 3 either, probably.
No, you would trade down.
Yeah.
And then I think he would probably be a good target for the Cardinals if you wanted to go wide receiver. But there's so many other
needs. Yeah.
Needs.
I think they should really address
not a whole
edge.
lot of money also.
I know.
They need edge. They need a defensive tackle. They need so much, dude.
Yeah.
In that team, it also came out that the fucking Cardinals are the only team in the NFL that charges their players to fucking eat at the facility. Any food at the facility they charge for them. Or even during the season, too, if they want dinner.
Really? I thought it was just off season. Oh, my God.
During the season, they take out their game check, dude. It's fucked.
Shame on you, Cardinals. Be better. Do better.
Shame on... Especially in a sport where you have to keep so much body mass. People are like... I've heard people say, oh, but they're millionaires. They can definitely afford it. And I was like, shut
Yeah, literally, bro.
The guy who's charging them is a billionaire.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Whatever.
It's like if your millionaire boss was charging you. It's the same thing, just on a different scale. It's a power move. It's a dickhead power move.
Somehow,
at the end of the day, that's what it is.
My team ranked 29th somehow, so I don't have that much room to talk, but...
It's because the Hunt family is broke compared to other owners.
Yeah. Poverty franchise, but not really.
Hines Ward.
No. That one...
Ring of Honor guy for me. Steelers Ring of Honor, which is a great place to be.
Yeah, I would probably tend to agree with that one.
Just amazing blocker, contributed in a bunch of and a lot to a winning team and winning culture. Didn't have the stats for me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that as well. That's okay.
Same. Our next guy is also a Ring of Honor guy for a couple of different teams. He won a Super Bowl, had great stats with the Cardinals as a rookie, one of the best rookie seasons of all time, Anquan Bolden.
Oh, okay. That's not where I thought you were going to go at all with that one.
No. Larry Fitzgerald never won a Super Bowl.
No, I wasn't going to talk about Larry Fitzgerald.
But Anquan Bolden did win one with the Ravens. Or that magical run.
I thought you were going to go with Chandler Jones for a second. That's why I was a little...
no. Chandler Jones, I think, is... That's a different one. I don't think Anquan Bolden's a Hall of Famer, but I do think Chandler Jones is.
Yeah, well, okay. See, that's why I got confused, though, because when you said he had a ring, that's why I was like, oh, Chandler Jones.
Chandler Jones does have a ring.
That's when you went, whoop, and I was like, oh. Yeah,
Chandler Jones does have a ring with the Patriots.
I think Chandler Jones is, and I don't think Anquan Bolden is, but I think you're right. Ring of Honor for Anquan.
Okay. Vince Wilfork. No. Ring of Honor guy.
Yeah, very entertaining to watch though. But
so fun to watch.
So I know some of these older guys, but mostly just from YouTube
Willie
highlights. Anderson
definitely should be old school offensive tackle. Didn't fucking let anyone buy him. He should definitely be in. J.J. Watt.
J.J. Watt, yes. Yeah, that was one that we talked about as well. OBJ, no. If he can come back healthy, put up a great season, and win another ring, yes.
If OBJ has one more good year and... one more good year and one more playoff run. Yeah. And that's enough for him. He doesn't have to win another
Yeah, I mean, his
Um,
numbers over his career were great. Antonio Brown
Hall of
has to
Famer.
be. He has to be.
He,
Unfortunately, he has. Did you see that? I sent you a video earlier. I think
he
it was Rolling Loud. Somebody threw a fucking football at him while he was on stage, and he caught it with one
on
hand,
one
like
hand,
out like this. Yeah, it's crazy.
dude. Good nature, and I hope he gets the help he
Same,
deserves.
definitely same.
Um, Easy one, Tom Brady.
Yes.
One that if that meeting takes longer than 2 minutes, everyone they all deserve their to be stripped then.
Yeah.
Their vote. If it takes longer than a moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eli Apple.
This
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Drew
Eli Apple.
Drew Brees. Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, yes,
Yeah,
Hall of Famer.
I agree.
First ballot for
Yeah.
sure. Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. Is he?
No.
Yeah. I think
Eli
he
Manning is?
I think he is. 2 Super Bowls.
Oh, I thought you meant
Two
he was
Super
in
Bowl-
right now. I thought you were asking me if he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's not.
no.
He's not eligible yet.
Okay, that's why I said no, and then you said I think he is, and that's why I was like,
I think he's a Hall of Famer, not in yet. Obviously, because he's not eligible yet. But I do think Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer.
it brings up the debate: is winning percent a quarterback stat? And the answer is no.
I think
But
they're a major part to winning.
when you look at guys like Phillip Rivers, when you look at a bunch of these guys over the course of their career,
Eli Manning played a big role in winning both of those Super Bowls, in both the run to them and in the game. He also had a couple seasons where he was a top. He was terrible. Yeah. He also had a couple years where he was a great quarterback too. So there's
Ring of Honor, 1,000%. Hall of Fame,
yes.
It depends on who's voting. It really does.
I would vote him a Hall of Famer.
I would look at the ballot. I would look at the ballot next to me before I made my decision.
Hope Rivers, we were talking about it. Hall of Famer or not? He's not a Hall of Famer for me either. I think he put up monster stats with great players around him, but I don't think he was a Hall of Fame quarterback.
He's Hall of Fame in inability to fucking pull out. That dude's got 8 kids.
Dude, for real. Richard Sherman.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah, Hall of Fame corner.
If you have the effect
best
on the
corner
game that they will not throw to your side of the field, you're Hall of Famer.
Cam Chancellor.
Yeah, I think that we talked about that. Yeah.
I think Hall of Fame safety because he made a new position for safeties at that point, like that big thumper safety that just like took over that part of the field. He was essentially a dime linebacker before the position was really super popular.
Yeah. Patrick Peterson.
We already said Patrick Peterson, Ring of Honor guy, not Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Larry
he was a great corner. Hall of Famer. First ballot, no question. Larry Fitzgerald. If he was on a team other than the Cardinals, he would have a Super Bowl. He is fantastic throughout his career. Yeah. Was never bad.
No, never.
Changed roles, did multiple roles, multiple things in offense. Super versatile. If you had an all-time team that you're putting together and you had Larry Fitzgerald as one of your wide receivers, I wouldn't knock you. Because you know what? If you had his best of all of his skill sets, you have a deep threat that can block extremely well and is good at the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
And won't drop anything. Hot take. Larry Fitzgerald has the best hands of all time in the NFL.
That is a hot take.
And I believe it.
I think there are guys that you could make the argument for, but he's definitely in the discussion, 100%.
For real. Okay. So, hey, we already did Bob Sanders. We all said no. Aaron Donald, Patrick Peterson. AJ Green, just retired. I say Hall of Famer because during his time with the Bengals, even with just a mid-ass quarterback, AJ Green was a top 5 wide receiver, top 3 wide receiver his entire time with the Bengals. He was dominant that entire stretch. I'm giving him. I'm giving him Hall of Fame.
I saw the stat line on Twitter, and I remember thinking that's more than I thought he had, and I was impressed. I could go either way. I could be swayed to go either way. Ring of Honor is an easy one, obviously, but I think seeing his kind of downfall the past few years has kind of influenced my overall view on him. I think if you asked me 2 years ago, I would probably say yes, but if you ask me today, I think just the recent years, it's recency bias.
Oh, but Julio Jones, same draft class, he's been kind of
Julio was the guy, and Julio's been more due to injury.
Okay. AJ Green was also the guy too. AJ Green wasn't that far off. AJ Green wasn't that far off from Julio Jones during that time.
We'll let him in. It's fine.
Okay, this next guy is gonna be fun because it's gonna piss off so many people. You said, how much does winning matter, and how much does playoff performance matter?
Julian Edelman.
This guy, Julian Edelman, one of the
all-time
receivers in the postseason. Hall of Famer or not?
No. Ring of Honor? Yes.
Million
Hall of Fame?
%.
No. He was never dominant.
No, he was never like top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
He was just present.
I wouldn't say present. No, he was legit. That's not. No, that is not. Julian Edelman actually made a difference on the Patriots teams he was on, and actually made big plays when he needed to.
He was playoff present, but okay.
Oh, stop it!
Wait. Hold on.
This is disrespectful.
Hold on. Did he get Super Bowl MVP in the Super Bowl against the Rams?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He should not have had that. It should not be that.
And he had 10 catches for 200 yards. Fucking popped off. What do you mean? It wasn't a touchdown scored all fucking game.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Who else should have fucking won it?
Aaron Donald.
Kicker? On a losing team? No. Give it to the guy who went off yardage-wise.
Maybe that's okay, also Patriots hater because my team's in the AFC. Yeah, that one's biased. That one's probably biased. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
But the catch against the Falcons was nothing. The catch against the Falcons, nothing.
The win against the Falcons should not have happened. That was a collapse more than that was a Patriots win.
Stop it. Okay. Stephon Diggs. Ring of Honor guy, not Hall of Famer.
Ring of Honor could be Ring of Honor for two teams. Yeah.
No.
Minneapolis Miracle.
Honestly, if Diggs gets hot take, and once Stephon Diggs get traded away somewhere else, if Diggs can win a Super Bowl, if Diggs can continue to be dominant, he can be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I agree.
Right now, he's not a Hall of Famer for me.
I agree. No, so, I'm 100% with you.
I want to have these asterisks with the active players. All the active players we're talking about that haven't retired yet, if they have a good end to their career, they could get in the Hall of Fame for me.
100%. I agree.
Like, I think Stephon Diggs could eventually, just right now he's not for me.
Same.
Right. Chris Harris Jr. Quarterback for the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with who that is personally. That has to be a 2000s, correct?
And still played today.
Really?
Played for the Chargers like last season, man. Dude, he's been playing for a while.
To me.
Wow. Played for Denver. Literally played against Patrick Mahomes.
Hang on. Sometimes
Number 25. Number 25 for the Denver Broncos.
Sometimes I just struggle putting names to faces.
The faces.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, he looks familiar, but also I don't really know who that is personally. So that one I'll leave up to you because I.
So I guess Ring of Honor player, just feel like most Hall of Famer players, majority of people are going to know, so I'm going to just put that one out there. Chris Harris Jr., probably Ring of Honor player. Fantastic corner. Okay. Lester Hayes should probably be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Roger Craig, first running back to ever have 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in a year.
I think so.
49ers running back.
I
Multiple
definitely
Super Bowls.
think
So. Be in. Clay Matthews. Ring of Honor guy, not a Hall of Famer.
Did we do that one earlier?
I think we talked about that before we started shooting.
Yeah, I agree. Ring of Honor. I think you could make a debate, but I don't think so.
You can, and I love Clay Matthews. One of my favorite players of all time. One of the reasons why I played linebacker in high school. Not a Hall of Famer though. Amazing NFL player though.
Aqib Talib.
Ring of Honor, not Hall of Famer.
Yes, I agree. Same. Yeah.
And friend. That's our list.
That is our list. Yeah, I think we got through every single one.
We got through every single one. And I think we're on the same page for the mass majority of them.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised that I knew most of yours too, because I knew you were going to throw some guys in there that I just did not know.
I was not going to go back and go for the black and white tape.
Yeah, this guy from 1954. Oh, Brett, you don't know that guy? Fuck you.
Oh, fuck you, Brett. Okay, Chris Harris Jr. Go watch some Chris Harris, okay, sir?
Well, I mean, like, seeing the face now, I definitely recognize who that is, but I had no clue he was still playing. No idea for my name. Well, he's like, he's definitely in his 30s. 33, yeah.
Yeah. He's been around.
He played college football at Kansas.
He's a state.
Good for you, man. I don't know.
And he was undrafted. But anyway, everyone, thank you for coming to our second of 3 podcast episodes this week.
You're doing a lot this week.
We are doing a lot this week. It's really showing a lot. Congrats for Brett, who's working on getting his doctorate right now.
No, my master's. I'm not getting my doctorate right now. Fuck that.
Oh, man. We're going to get his master's right now and just fucking going through the grind.
Well, you working full-time plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting those weekend shifts, too. Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho. That like and subscribe button, everyone. We love you for coming in.
If you've made it this far, comment ring for Ring of Honor.
Ring.
Yeah. All right, peace out, y'all.